Hi everybody, Chris here from Chris Gates Fitness. Checking in with a video about the topic of stretching and warming up. Since I released the 21-day Jumpstart program, I had a few people inquire about what type of warm-up they should do, what type of stretching they should do, and if they should do either or. So I've typed up just a few notes that I thought I would go through. In this video, I'm going to be doing a upper body warm-up and stretching routine. And in another video, I'm going to be doing a lower body warm-up and stretching routine. So parts of these videos will be the same in terms of what the concepts are, and parts will obviously be different in terms of what you should actually do to warm up. So I want to start talking about stretching and just generally say that stretching is okay to do before warm-ups. Some people will tell you not to do it if you're doing weightlifting. Some people will tell you to definitely do it. Personally, I think it's perfectly fine to do. I do a combination of both. What I would recommend you do probably before any workout is some combination of the two. And I would recommend you focus on some type of active warm-up and maybe save the majority of your actual static stretching until after your workout. But if there are certain things that you feel like you need to do static stretching for before your workout, I would encourage you to do so, because the point of your warm-up is to prime your body, prime yourself, prime your muscles, whatever you need to do, get ready to do that actual workout. So is kind of the general starting point I want to take with you guys. And then the other point I want to make is focus on personalizing your warm-up. I didn't put out a specific warm-up or stretching routine for the 21-day program because everybody has different needs. What I do with my clients is we work on specific warm-ups that are tailored to them. And I have a specific warm-up that's tailored to me, and I'll show you what that is here in this video. But in showing you what I do, I don't want you to think that that's exactly what you should do. You should do things and find movements that are specifically going to help you get ready for whatever your workout is. And I'll talk you through that as we go through the warm-ups. Warming up and stretching. The point here is not to overload yourself. The point here is to get your blood flowing, very literally get warm and get ready for your workout. A lot of people can take stretching or warming up too far. A lot of people actually injure themselves just by stretching too much or stretching too deep. We're not trying to create muscle damage here. We're trying to either slightly lengthen the muscle or warm up the muscle and get blood into those muscles that we're going to be using for the workout. So that's another important thing to focus on. So like I said, this is going to be the upper body routine that I do. I'm going to talk you through why I do some of these things, and then kind of talk you through how you might be able to take what I do and kind of make it specific to you. So like I said, I want to get my muscles warm. I want to get myself ready for an upper body routine. Really, if I'm doing a push workout or a pull workout, the concept is the same. I'm going to be using a lot of the same joints. So what I normally focus on for the most part are my shoulders. So I'll start off showing you a couple of the shoulder movements that I do. And normally I start off and I just grab a super light pair of dumbbells. So I have two 5-pound dumbbells here. You really shouldn't have to use anything heavier than that. Because again, like I said, we're not trying to create muscle damage. We're trying to get blood flow into those muscles. So things I will do is I'll start off with these 5-pound dumbbells. I'll normally do 2 to 3 sets of just overhead press like this to kind of just get the blood into my shoulders, get warm. I'll normally follow that up. This is all with the same pair of dumbbells with some rotator cuff rotations. Again, this is something to just warm up the shoulders, get blood into that area. And obviously, you know, when you're warming up your shoulders kind of have 3 main paths of movement, which would be out in front of you, out to the side, and then obviously if you're pulling, you're going to have to the rear as well. So I'll do some of these again, just like I said at the beginning, 2 to 3 sets of 8 to 12, whatever I feel like I need to really get my shoulders warm. So that's where I start. And when I'm done with those warm-up sets with the dumbbells, I'll put them down. And this is where we get into the kind of personalization aspect of this. Something that I've noticed over time is I carry a lot of tension in my traps. So a static stretch that I've incorporated is to hold a 10-second stretch a couple of times, a cross-body stretch, so that I'm stretching out my traps. Now, this isn't something that necessarily you have to do, but this is something that I do, and I've found over time that it really helps me loosen up that tension so that I'm better during the workout, and so that I don't carry that tension after the workout and have tight traps. So I normally grab onto the side of a squat rack. I'll grab with this lower hand and kind of just pull slightly. Now, I'm not pulling super hard. I'm just trying to get a little bit of a pull in my traps to release that tension a little bit. I'll do that on both sides, normally 2 10-second stretches, and I'll be good to go in terms of my traps. Now, the last thing I do is I grab a band. Here we go, here's my band. And I'll do some just general shoulder health movements. And these are actually something that I would recommend everybody do. You know, this could even be a shoulder routine for you depending on how experienced you are. But shoulder health is really important. It's something that kind of seems to deteriorate over time as we get older because we just don't do a lot of these movements. But I'll take a resistance band here. I'll do a couple sets of overhead rotations like this, just to get the full kind of rotation of my shoulders good and warmed up. I'll also do some band pull aparts like this that work the rear delts and some of my upper mid back. That's really good for a pull day. And then I'll continue to do some additional rotations where I isolate each arm, bringing them kind of around the body and over my head. I'll do it that way, and then obviously we'll come back the other way, so we're working both patterns here. But so again, just like those dumbbell movements, that's something that we're doing for 8 to 12 reps, a couple sets of that. Whenever I feel good is normally when I stop, and then at the end of that banded part, that's the end of the warm-up. So my warm-up is normally about 10 minutes, depending on what you think. 10 minutes may seem like a really long time or a really short time. Again, it's going to be tailored towards what you need to do to get yourself ready for that workout. And I encourage you to do what you need to do in your warm-up, because if you aren't warming up, you may not get hurt today, you may not get injured tomorrow, but you'll probably find over time, if you're consistently lifting or consistently doing some other type of workout, that you are going to tighten up. So I would encourage you to do a warm-up or do some stretching. Now, the last couple points I'll make for this upper body video is that I will also do warm-up sets if I'm doing a heavy exercise. So if I'm doing a heavy bench press or a heavy dumbbell press, let's say I'm doing an 80-pound dumbbell press. Before, I don't just go and grab 2 80-pound dumbbells and start pressing once I'm done with what I just showed you. I will grab the 40s, I'll do a set of 12 to 15, I'll move up to the 60s, I'll probably do a set of 8, and then I'll move to the 80s and do that top weight. That is actually going to be the 3 or 4 sets that I do for that workout. That's another thing where you kind of help prime your body, get your CNS ready to move a heavy weight, and you warm up your muscles even that much more. So by doing those warm-up movements, I'm getting blood into my chest, and that's going to help those muscles activate when I'm doing the movement. And then, kind of like I said at the beginning of the video, the static stretching is more of what I'll save for after the workout or the next day. If I'm feeling especially tight, if I have some pec tightness or something like that, I may grab onto something and, give it a light stretch here, do that for a few 10-second holds. Or if something else is bugging me, I'll work in some static stretching there. But generally, that's the concept is I save the static stretching for the end. If you feel that it's better for you at the beginning, certainly I would encourage you to do that. Do whatever gets you ready for your workout. And yeah, I hope this was helpful. This is the upper body video. Definitely check out the lower body video as well for some tips on that. But I hope this helps, and I appreciate you watching. Thanks, guys.